Allergies are an overreaction of the immune system to substances that are usually harmless. These substances are known as allergens. When a person with allergies comes into contact with an allergen, their immune system mistakenly believes it's a threat and releases chemicals like histamine to defend against it. This can cause a range of symptoms from mild to severe and can affect different parts of the body. Imagine seeing a fly in your kitchen and deciding to burn the whole house down to get rid of it. That's kind of what an allergy is like. Sure, you got the fly, but now the curtains, your dinner, and your cat are gone too. You can be allergic to all sorts of things that really don't seem like a threat. Dust, pollen, pet fur, insect bites, food, latex, or even your own sweat. Yep, your sweat. What makes allergies so wild is how abrupt and intense they can be. 1 second you're fine, and the next your body is throwing a full-blown tantrum. And just because you've been okay your whole life doesn't mean you're safe forever. Allergies can show up out of nowhere. You could be eating shrimp for the 100th time and suddenly find yourself unconscious in an ambulance. How is that even possible? So, what exactly are allergies? Why does your immune system react so aggressively to things that are mostly harmless? There's a fascinating theory, and it involves worms. Yes, worms. Let's rewind back to the days before plumbing, clean drinking water, or soap. Back then, parasites like worms were just a normal part of life. People were constantly infected, mostly without even knowing it. In places where human waste and drinking water weren't far apart, these worms thrived. They would enter through contaminated water, live inside people for years, then exit through waste, completing a very gross but effective life cycle. Our ancestors lived with these parasites constantly, and their immune systems had to learn how to fight back. But here's the thing, worms aren't small like viruses or bacteria. From a single cell's point of view, a worm is a giant monster, like a Godzilla crawling through your intestines. And unlike bacteria, worms are built like tanks. Their stretchy outer coating shrugs off stomach acid and other normal defenses. To hurt or kill one, your immune system needs to go nuclear. That's where things get intense. When worms first enter your body, special cells notice something's off and rush to your lymph nodes, your immune system's command centers. There, they signal B cells to start making a special kind of antibody called IgE. These IgE antibodies are like customized weapons. They're designed to stick to worm proteins like superglue. Once released, they circulate through your body and arm a group of immune cells called mast cells. Mast cells are basically floating chemical bombs. They're stuffed with histamine and other potent chemicals. They pick up the IgE antibodies and wear them like armor, making them trigger-happy and dangerous. These cells settle in areas like your skin, lungs, and gut, just waiting for trouble. So when a worm does come back, the mast cells are ready. They detect the worm, grab on, and then explode, literally. They burst open, dumping all their toxic chemicals into the area. This creates chaos on purpose. The explosion damages the worm's outer layers and summons backup. Blood vessels leak fluid into the tissues to flush things out. Mucus production kicks into overdrive. The idea is to drown, flush, or trap the parasite. Then more immune reinforcements arrive, eosinophils, cells with a talent for poisoning worms. They crawl into the inflamed area and start vomiting out their own toxic brew. If that's not enough, basophils come in to make sure the whole process doesn't slow down. They fan the flames, literally keeping the immune system on full alert. Zooming out, this storm of activity causes things like diarrhea, sneezing, coughing, itchy rashes, your body's way of throwing everything out, including the invaders. Brutal, but effective. But what does this have to do with allergies and shrimp? Well, worms didn't exactly take this assault lying down. Over time, they evolved. They started releasing their own chemical defenses that calmed the immune system, like slipping it a sedative. This helped them survive longer inside you. In response, our immune systems adapted by becoming more aggressive. It was like an arms race inside the body. worms trying to tone things down, and the immune system turning up the volume. Then something happened very recently, at least in evolutionary terms. Humans invented hygiene, soap, clean water, proper sewage systems. Suddenly worms didn't stand a chance. In wealthier or urban areas, they practically vanished. But our immune systems didn't get the memo. They're still operating in high alert mode, assuming worms are around and trying to suppress them. And without the worms' calming chemicals, the immune system's reactions are often over the top. Which brings us back to allergies. The same anti-worm system, IgE antibodies, mast cells, eosinophils, basophils, is still in place. Only now, instead of worms, they're targeting completely harmless things, like shrimp, or pollen, or peanuts. When someone develops a shrimp allergy, what's really happening is their immune system has mistaken shrimp proteins for worm invaders. It produces IgE antibodies specific to shrimp, and these arm the mast cells. Now every time that person eats shrimp, the whole anti-worm army is mobilized again. But this time, there's no actual threat. The mast cells explode, the inflammation begins, and the person gets hives, diarrhea, breathing problems, or worse, anaphylaxis. Your body isn't trying to hurt you on purpose, it's just reacting with outdated settings. Without worms around to justify the violence, your immune system ends up picking fights with innocent bystanders. So allergies, bizarre and inconvenient as they are, might be an evolutionary ghost. Our immune system's lingering overreaction in a world where the old enemy has disappeared.